Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 228 of our trek and we are continuing our current trek of Your Life Plan Blueprint. We have already mapped out the framework that will assist you in setting your goals and creating a life plan for yourself. We have also explored the purposes for an effective life plan and some basic goal-setting principles. Over the past 2 days, our trails took us through the overall concepts of the 6-step framework to create a successful life plan through effective goal achievement. We caught a glimpse of this powerful but easy-to-implement framework, which is the core of your life plan blueprint. We are purposely taking it slow on our life planning trail, which will allow us to understand the map that we are following. If you have any questions or would like additional information as we go through the daily trek, either leave us a comment at wisdom-trek.com or email me at guthrie@venturecg.com. And if you miss any of the days of our Wisdom Trek episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal. I will be producing a guide and workbook to go along with this life planning blueprint. We are recording our podcast from our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. It has been a busy week of work and life activities, with still much to do before we head back to the big house on Friday evening. Based on our 2016 calendar that we have laid out, we will be spending a considerable amount of time in Marietta with additional home renovations and preparing for the Chamberlain reunion the 4th of July weekend. We are looking forward to all this activity. But let's head out on our trail for today, which is day 9 of our Wisdom Trek life plan process, which we refer to as your life plan blueprint. On today's trail, we will explore the first step of our WHISPER framework, which refers to wisdom. This is one element that I've never seen included in any goal-setting program that I have reviewed or used myself, and yet without wisdom based on biblical principles, plus advice from our trusted mentors, how can we begin to formulate a life plan that's effective? Wisdom, insight, discernment, understanding, prudence, and knowledge are the very bedrock and foundation for a rich and successful life. With this knowledge, the Wisdom Trek Life Plan Blueprint is based on what is commonly referred to as the Book of Wisdom, which is the Book of Proverbs. The foundation for a solid life plan is found in Proverbs chapter 1, verses 2 through 7. Their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline, to help them understand the insights of the wise. Their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them to do what is right, just, and fair. These proverbs will give insight to the simple, knowledge and discernment to the young. Let the wise listen to these proverbs and become even wiser. Let those with understanding receive guidance. By exploring the meaning of these proverbs and parables, the words of the wise and their riddles. Fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. While all wisdom ultimately stems from God's Word, there are many friends, family members, and trusted mentors who have learned wisdom through their own life trek experiences. We should not hesitate to seek out these individuals for advice when we are working on our life plan and setting goals. Become part of an accountability group, a peer group, or a mastermind, and utilize the experience and wisdom of others to assist in your own life trek. While experience is a great teacher, its lessons are very hard. Vernon Law said it this way: "Experience is a hard teacher because she gives her tests first and the lessons afterwards." And Voltaire understood the value of wisdom when he said, "Is there anyone so wise as to learn from the experience of others?" In addition to gaining wisdom from the Bible and others, there's another way to obtain wisdom, and that is asking God for it. James, the half-brother of Jesus, writes in his letter to the first-century Christians that if we lack wisdom, all we have to do is to ask. In chapter 1, verses 5 through 8, it says, "If you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking, but when you ask, be sure that your faith is in God alone. Do not waver, for a person with divided loyalty is as unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. Such people should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Their loyalty is divided between God and the world, and they are unstable in everything that they do." We need at least a measure of wisdom as we embark on creating our life plan and setting the goals to fulfill it. God does want us to be wise, and he can fill us with the wisdom that will allow our lives to be successful. Wisdom is much more than just being able to make wise and prudent choices. It is the actual skills that we need for everyday life. This is what we do in our homes, our professions, and our businesses. There are many examples of wisdom in the Bible. A couple of the verses in the book of Exodus, Moses wrote these instructions from God. In chapter 28, verse 3, Instruct all the skilled craftsmen who have been filled with the spirit of wisdom. Have them make garments for Aaron that will distinguish him as the priest set apart for my service. And also in chapter 31, verse 3, I have filled him with the Spirit of God, giving him great wisdom and ability and expertise in all kinds of crafts. King Solomon, who wrote the book of Proverbs, was considered the wisest man of all time. He gained his wisdom by asking God for it. God's response to Solomon's request was recorded in 1 Kings chapter 3, verses 10 through 13. The Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked for wisdom, so God replied, "Because you have asked for wisdom in governing my people with justice, and have not asked for our long life, or wealth, or the death of your enemies, I will give you what you have asked for. I will give you a wise and understanding heart, such as no one else has ever had or ever will have. And I will also give you what you did not ask for, riches and fame." So it is clear that the first step in the process of life planning and setting of goals must be to gain wisdom. We saw that wisdom can be gained in 3 ways. First, through the study of the Bible. Second, through your network of family, friends, and mentors. And third, through asking God directly for wisdom. The Whisper framework process integrates into our concept of the wisdom trek as we look at life as a trek, one step at a time. Tomorrow we will begin to explore how to establish meaningful and realistic goals in the 7 areas of our lives within the 6-step Whisper framework. So encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our podcast for today. As you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, I encourage you to help us to promote Wisdom Trek in the following 4 ways. First, leave us feedback about the podcast at wisdom-trek.com. Second, on your smartphone, subscribe to iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, SoundCloud, or Stitcher so that the podcast will be downloaded to you automatically each day. Third, if you do have an iPhone or iPad, leave us a rating and review on iTunes so that we'll be able to gain greater exposure for others to listen to Wisdom Trek. And fourth, most importantly, please share Wisdom Trek with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person as you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.